Hello and welcome to our last video. As I mentioned previously, OTR's approach to helping you be more successful is twofold. Let's dive right into it. On one edge, we want to utilize the tools and technology in front of us to consistently make you more money. On the other hand, we want to find ways to help you save money. It's a keep it simple strategy that works. With these two approaches, I believe that we can help you be more successful and prove to you that we can be a valued asset to your company. AI technology is a term that has recently been tossed around in the world. What does this mean for us in the transportation industry, and how is our industry evolving? AI's ability to analyze data is so much faster than any human. For example, AI technology paired with a program like DAT load boards gives us the ability to see very up-to-date information such as average pay per lane and load-to-truck ratio for a given area. It's scanning every invoice that comes through the system and can tell you how much other companies are making along those routes today. Having this detailed analysis of the industry gives us the edge as a dispatch service to know whether or not a broker is bidding a load above or below the average. It gives us the edge to negotiate a higher rate for you. This gives us results we could work with, which are then filtered down even further by considering your demands as a carrier. You tell us where you do or don't want to go, what type of loads you're willing to haul, etc. Then we set an alert on the load board. This is important because when a good load hits the load board, it goes fast. This way we can pick this load up for you while you're out driving. Let's face it, a self-dispatching owner-operator will have already hit the road running when the good loads start showing up on the load boards. And they're going to be left with the leftovers at the end of the day. Our primary source for finding loads is DAT1, the industry's largest load board network in the US and Canada. However, we do have other tools available to cast a wider net if the need arises. In order for us to help save your company money, we first need to know your operating expenses. Of course, you're not obligated to share these details with us if you don't want to. However, it's extremely important for us at OTR Dispatch to establish a standard datum of what your company's expenses are. If your cost per mile is $2.20 a mile, and we are consistently booking you loads around that much, it's safe to assume that our partnership is going to be short-lived. You are not going to keep us around if all we're doing is keeping you at a break-even point. We want to take things into consideration, like your cost of doing business, and target loads that shoot far north of that, keeping your company as far into the green as possible. On this screen, you'll see some hypothetical numbers that I've put together and listed some things to consider as an example. You'll see some asterisks by a few of these monthly expenses. Fuel cost is the highest cost, which means any fuel savings we get will have the greatest impact on savings. Pair that with opportunities through my partnership companies to save you hundreds of dollars on new tires, and we're helping you cut back expenses. Look at the fuel example on the bottom right of the screen. If you were to take 200 gallons at $3.50, that's a $700 fuel bill. But if I can provide you with a fuel card that saves you 50 cents a gallon, then that brings the cost down to $600. Although $100 may not sound like much, 16% savings is huge. Before accepting a load, we will look ahead and see if there are tolls associated with the shipment. If there are, then we will negotiate with the broker on your behalf to cover these expenses so that we do not have to take away from our profit margin. If we can help you get better insurance rates and cut that expense down by 10% also, all of these savings will compound and make a huge difference at the end of the day. A very valuable tool that will give carriers an insight on their expenditures is Trucker Calculator. On here, you can enter things such as truck payment, trailer payment, insurance, dispatching fees, your driver's salary, etc. It's free if you only want to use one truck, but if you want to create an account, you can add a whole fleet. With this tool, we will take the data you provide us and give us a snapshot of your expenses, or you can do this yourself and provide us with the results. Why is this an important step for us during the onboarding process? This will give us a baseline of not only where you are now, but where we started off with one another. OTR Dispatch can then look back at this and over time be able to provide you with results that hopefully reflect our goals here at OTR, which is to help you be more successful. In addition to the load boards, we use a very valuable tool called LoadSmart, all of which is covered at our expense on your behalf. TruckSmart is a cloud-based transportation management system that provides the ability to do things you can see listed here on the left, just to name a few. LoadSmart has a very user-friendly app that you or your drivers can download on their smart device, allowing them to upload receipts on the fly and scan things such as bill of ladings. The app also features a built-in messenger, allowing the driver to have an easy, direct line of communication with dispatch if they need anything. The software will sync with most popular ELDs and automatically timestamp when the driver arrives at a facility, so there's no debate on if we showed up on time. We can also track when the last maintenance was done or when the next maintenance is due. It provides tools that helps us stay in compliance and lets us send everything together in one invoice to the broker and yourself as the carrier. LoadSmart does offer one of the lowest non-recourse factoring services that I've seen in all of my research if you choose to use those services. At the time of recording this video, they are offering a low 2.5% rate to all carriers regardless of their business's volume or fleet size. LoadSmart features a very valuable ability to do credit checks on the brokers, so we know to only book loads with those brokers who pay up. If you use LoadSmart's factoring services, though, you as a carrier wouldn't have to pay back the money even if the broker didn't pay, because they assume the responsibility for providing an accurate credit check to us as a carrier. LoadSmart is synced with DAT1, making booking a load very easy. The software will keep a track of your uploaded fuel receipts along the way, which will help you when you need to file your IFTA reports. Along with their factoring, LoadSmart also offers a fuel card, which saves on an average of about 50 cents a gallon, along with their very own load board. Using tools such as this is a prime example of how OTR Dispatch can provide you a very valuable service. Now, what's the value behind the cost? During my market research developing this company, I've learned that there are two primary ways an independent dispatching services charges for their services. The first method, which I'm not a fan of, is the a la carte method. Like a restaurant, they nickel and dime you for each thing separately rather than pricing out the whole meal together. Furthermore, these services are charged to you on a monthly basis whether you use those services or not. It does not matter if you need to take a week off for a family emergency, vacation, or if your truck was broke down for a portion of the month. Listen, I can take both my boots off and still have a hard time adding up all those numbers. It's too complicated, convoluted, and it's not transparent. I also don't feel it's right to bill you for something we didn't even do. At OTR Dispatch, all we require is you to pay us a commission based on the value we bring to the table. No more, no less. I think that's a fair way of doing business. Speaking of the value, let's recap. OTR Dispatch is here to help you find and book higher paying loads more consistently. Negotiating rates with brokers is part of our everyday task. Ensuring costs such as transportation is covered, like tolls, lumper fees, detention fees, even tarping a load. We're going to make sure you get paid for that. You or your drivers will have a direct line of communication and customer support from dispatch all the time. Billing and invoicing is going to be automatically done through our back-end services. We're also going to provide you financial metrics reports. We will help you with staying current on licenses, permits, and compliances. We will provide you with fuel reports and other documentation so that you can accurately file your IFTA and your IRP compliance reports with ease. As for now, that's OTR Dispatch in a nutshell. Like you, we're looking to be a successful small business and to grow our company and provide carriers with even more services in the future. There's one more step for you to take. Clicking the button below will take you to the next page where you'll get access to our calendar. Schedule a time to have a one-on-one consultation with me at your convenience. You'll receive an email with a Google Meets link where we can meet for 30 to 60 minutes and discuss in detail any questions or concerns you have going forward and to talk about our onboarding process. You'll also get a reminder email before the meeting so that you don't forget. I look forward to meeting with you soon. Stay safe.